difficulty, and this is one of the easiest forces you can learn, and there's not a lot of skill to master. It's just the way you present it. So let's show you a little bit of a demonstration, and then we'll get into how it's done. First, shuffle the pack, and then you riffle down the side of the pack, and you ask your spectator to call out stop wherever they like. So for example, let's say stop here, you cut the pack right there, and you force them the king of hearts, just like that. And you can do that again. You can force any card you like, you shuffle the pack, let's shuffle it again. And all you do is, whenever they say stop, you cut the pack right there, and you force the king of hearts. Let's get at how it's done. So, to do this force, all you need to know is to control the selected card or the card you want to force on the top of the deck. For the purpose of the demonstration of this video, we're going to leave the top card facing up so you can follow along. Okay, so the first thing I do is a false shuffle. If you don't know how to do a false shuffle, you can look up in my channel, and there's a video how to do many ways of false shuffles. So, I do a false shuffle, keeping the card on the top, and whenever they want to say stop, you riffle down the pack, they say stop here. This is why it's called the revelation force. You take the packet and you rotate it 360 degrees. But what the illusion is that you're going to lift this hand up and the rotated packet down. So it look like, because this packet is down, you force the eyes to believe that you've picked up the bottom packet, because you take this packet back to you. So what you do is you riffle down the pack just like that. So they call out stop here. Use the base of your thumb contacting the center, and these four fingers contact the base of the card. You flip it 90 degrees. Use your fingers under the card to flip it 180 degrees, and you let it fall on your palm. Okay, that's going to confuse you. Let me remove the king of diamonds from there. It will be easier to follow. So they say stop, you let it fall, you rotate it into your hand, and the seller of this trick is when you take this pack. If you just do that, if you just go and do that, it doesn't look convincing. You need to do something like that. You need to be confident. You need to pull the hand back like you know what you're doing. You don't need to show both the packets. You need to show the packet they call stop, and the packet you show is the packet they'll believe. So you pull this packet back. It's psychological. They believe that's the card they've cut to, and that is the king of hearts. So that's how it's done. It's one of the easiest flourishes. Not flourishes, sorry, my bad. It's the easiest ways to force a card on your spectator. Okay, the dribble force. You have a card selected, or for example, the 6 of hearts. We're going to lose it into the pack just like that. Now we're going to say dribble. They call out stop. They use stop, and you stop at the 6 of hearts. That's what the dribble force looks like. Let's get into how it's done. Okay, the dribble force. Again, not a difficult move to pull off. Just needs, I would say, a little angle sensitive, but not really. You just don't want people standing behind you. That's about it. So what you do is you have a card selected, or for example, you have a card that you would like to force for a mentalism trick, whatever it is. The card you want is the card you want to have on top, and then you cut the pack. But you do not complete the cut. What you do is, when you have the card on top, you cut the pack and you retain a pinky break. If you don't know what a pinky break is, it looks something like this. Is where you stick your pinky in ever so slightly to know where their card is. So if I lift that packet, I know the jack of diamonds is right there. Okay, and it doesn't look any different from the front. It looks completely square, all because you're pulling the cards back down from these two fingers. Okay, and what you have to do is, when you change hands, this is an exposed view, you stick your pinky in just a little more to give it leverage. You lift that packet from this angle to up. You stick your thumb pad in like that, and that's how you grip it. Slight break over here. Now when you dribble the cards, wherever they say, even if they say stop here, yeah, you drop this packet down. Okay, so wherever they say stop, let's say the ace of clubs, and you dribble, they call out stop here, you let that packet go, and you stop at the ace of clubs. That is the dribble force. The interforce. So for example, I want to force the 7 of spades, say, onto a spectator, or it's the card they selected. I shuffle the pack just like that. They can call out wherever they say stop, say stop here, you stop right there, and the 7 of spades. So this is another very, very easy way to pull off a classic force. Let's get at how it's done. So this force is not difficult, but it requires a different way to control their chosen card. For example, they pick, let's say, the 5 of clubs for the purpose of this demonstration. Either you can control it any way you like. I like to do the hidden pause just while scoring on the pack. The 5 of clubs is at the bottom now. I'll show that to you one more time briefly. So the 9 of spades goes into the pack just like that. While you square up the pack, it comes to the bottom. So you can do it whichever way you like. You control the selected card to the bottom, and that's all you need to know. So you need to hold your cards in an elevated bill grip, which looks, the bill grip or the dealer's grip looks something like that. An elevated dealer's grip will look something like that. So you're going to do an overhand shuffle now. You've got that card at the bottom, and you're going to pick the packet from the bottom, just like that with that card, and you're going to palm this packet, and you're going to strip cards just from the top of the deck. Let me give you a closer view, just from the top. So you don't want to grab cards like that from the center. You don't want to grab cards like that. All you want to do is grab cards from the top, and whenever they say stop, either you have a pinky break or a thumb break here, and you drop that card on that packet, or say they stop here, you rotate this packet. Again, let's say they pick the 7 of clubs. You control it in whichever way you like to the bottom, and once it's at the bottom, you start stripping, but you don't want to do this slow. You want to make it look a little bit sloppy. So if you go like that, it doesn't see, they can't see that it's only coming from the top, but it is. So it doesn't matter where they say stop, wherever they say stop, you show them their card. And that's the Hindu force. Cut number 4 is the cut force. Oh, I don't know what they call it, that's what I call it. So it's one of the oldest moves in the book, and it looks something like that. You cut and you hold the packet out just like that. You ask the spectator, you dribble down, they say stop, you cut the packet, wherever they call stop is the card that they selected. So let's get into how it's done. So again, you have a card freely selected, the King of Diamonds, and you can have it returned to the center if you like, and control it to the top. You can have it placed on the top and do a double false pass, something like that. Cut the packet, but it's still on top. And you can have it in the middle. You can do the spread control. You can do any control you like. And again, if you don't know how to control a card, there's a video on my channel teaching you how to do it. Oh, perfect. Ace of spades. So you have that card in the packet, returned, you control it to the top by whichever means you like, and that's all you have to do. Once your card is on the top, I'm going to leave it face up again. You cut the cards and you put the other cards, but I'm guessing you know what I do. I retain a pinky break, and if you didn't get that, you need to pay a little more attention, and if you did, really, really good. Now all you have to do is riffle down the pack, and they call out stop, you lift the cards to the ace of spades. So one main question is, what if I go too low and I pick up from the middle? Isn't it suspicious then? Yes, it is. So all you have to do is you have to understand the way they speak. If your spectator is a fast speaker, then you want to go a little faster. If your spectator speaks slowly, then your thumb riffles down slowly. So all you want to do is stay somewhere. It doesn't matter if you cross your card by, say, a few, because that won't make a difference. They won't notice 2 cards. But what they will notice if they say stop here, and you pick it up from there. So we need to understand the way and the tone your spectator is speaking in, and you're going to wait for them to call out stop. As they see, my card is gone, yeah, it's right there, but they call out stop, and in a quick motion all I do is that, and I don't lift it back because it flashes because if I have a pinky break there, they say stop. I don't want to grab it like that because that will show. They say stop, and I'll lift it towards them, because then the eyes follow this packet while I do the dirty work in this hand. So again, you hold the packet with a pinky break, they say stop, you lift the cards towards them, and you have forced them the ace of spades. The flip card force, force number 5. This is a force I particularly like to do in situations that your spectator is a little skeptical, because it happens all in their hands. It's that beautiful. So say I want to force them, again, let's use the ace of spades. So you're going to hand the spectator the cards, and you're going to say cut the cards wherever you like and flip them around, place them on the pack. That's marking the first position. Now you do that, but you need to cut a little deeper than you cut. So they cut a little deeper, and you take that packet and you say flip it around another time, and that's marking the final position. You spread through the cards. The first face down card is your selection, and guess what? It is the ace of spades. It's that simple and that powerful. Let's get into how it's done. The flip card force is one of the more beautiful ways to force a card, because the magic happens in the spectator's hands, and magic happening in someone else's hand is much more powerful than magic happening in a magician's hands, for obvious reasons. So how is this done? The card you want to force is on the top of the pack. For the purpose of this video, let's say the 6 of hearts. It can be any card they like. Okay, yeah, the 6 of cards in the top, and that's all you need to do. This is all the way they cut the cards about. So you hand them the cards. You're gonna tell them to cut the pack wherever they like. They cut it here. Tell them to flip it up. What that does is it takes the 6 of hearts is the last face up card in the pack now, but they don't know that. And then they cut it again a little deeper. What that does is it makes this card the first face down card when this packet is flipped. If you can follow, now that's that's the first face down card. So all you have to do is spread through the cards and reveal the 6 of hearts. It's a self-working force. You don't need to know a lot of sleight of hand for this force. Okay, this is called maybe the time delay force. It looks something like this. You have your spectator cut the cards in the middle of the trick, place them down, and you cross the cards, just like that. Now I'm going to explain you how this force is called. The trick is going to work, and you just cut the cards, and after you cut the cards wherever you like, and the way where you cut the cards is the card you're going to have. The card you cut to is the King of Hearts. So now that was the time delay force, and let's get into how it's done. So this force also plays with your spectator psychology. All you do is have that card, or the card you want to force on them, on the top of the deck. Okay, and all you're going to do is you're going to give them the pack, and so you're going to cut the cards and place them on the table. You're going to take the remaining packet and cross it on the top. The actual cut selection is over here. That's the top of the pack. But because you've laid this half on top of the pack, after a few seconds when they look at it, they feel that that's the middle of the pack, and that's where they cut to. So that's what's beautiful about this. The way you get their mind to get distracted is you tell them, okay, so I believe that was a fair selection. I gave you the pack, a shuffled pack of playing cards, and I gave you the pack. You cut it wherever you like. You place your cut, and you place your card on the table, and the rest of the cards on top of your cut. Now that's embedding what you just did into their head. So when you lift this packet up, they're not going to doubt you. Oops. And you will reveal the force card. That is the time delay force. Okay. Classic force is more like the holy grail of card forces. It's a force that I particularly am in love with, and I know a lot of other magicians on YouTube, like my friends and professional magicians who perform using this force, as do I. Okay, it looks something like this. For example, they pick, let's say, the King of Spades. You spread through the pack. You say touch any card but the King of Spades. They touch your card, but oops, it is the King of spades. So that's how it looks. Really simple, really neat, really elegant. Let's get into how it's done. Okay, this is a little to the difficult side of forces because it's got a little bit of technical skills as well as handling the cards in various manners. So it's a mixture of few things. First of all, you need to know how to spread cards wide nicely. Second of all, you need to know how to spread cards while holding a break. So these are the two crux of this trick. You have that selection on the top, you cut it to the middle and retain a pinky break. The way you're going to force it is you're going to spread through the cards as if nothing is there, but I'm still maintaining a break right there because their card is right there. Okay, so I'm spreading through the pack like that, and you can see the hand coming closer. As soon as the hand comes closer, you rush through the pack, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to take your thumb back on their card. So when you reach there, you're going to take your pinky on the bottom, your thumb on the back, and you're going to slightly nudge this card out, which tells them that in human psychology, whatever's closer to you, you tend to grab first. So you spread, 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 just like that. That's the card. You can either have it here or you can have it here. That's completely up to you. You spread, 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 spread. And as soon as you see, that's the card, yeah? As soon as you see the hand come close, you take your thumb, you push it out, and you keep on going. They'll naturally, most of the times, grab this card. And in the unfortunate event, say that's the card you want to force, and they go, that's the card you want to force, but they say they grab something here. What do? There's a simple way of recovering, and it's called change the trick and perform the one you were about to with the force later. Thank you guys for watching, and that's the end of this video.